Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can start. Yes, sir.
Mr. Madhu?
Yes, sir. He is ready, sir. You can start. You can.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Ravikiran, sir. You can start.
Yeah.
Hello.
So,
Mr. Madhu, can you hear me?
yeah, I can pretty much. I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. There is a small problem here. Actually, my hard disk went to an error, so it took some time to reboot. Sorry for the delay.
No worries. Absolutely fine.
Yeah. Got a disk error in my hard disk. It took time to reboot actually, and I must start only on the laptop actually.
No worries.
Welcome, Mr. Madhu. Very good to see you today evening. Thank you very much for coming forward to share your experiences and for the benefit of the IEEE Computer Society students and other participants. It's great to see you. I would like to introduce. I am Dr. Ravikiran Verma. I'm the one of the volunteer presently serving as treasurer in IEEE Computer Society Vice Chair. I'm working as associate professor and head of the department computer science in MVJ College of Engineering.
Wonderful, sir.
Good evening. Welcome to all. Let me first introduce Mr. Madhu Atlamani. He's a data scientist, data analytics expert, and artificial intelligence expert with 10 years of experience. He's currently working in Cognizant as a service delivery. He's like present in. He's also serving as a vice chair in Hyderabad Computer Society chapter. So a very warm welcome, sir, for kindly accepting our request to share your thoughts. So he will be talking about programming beyond programming languages. So he's going to share his experiences. It will be a great get to listen from Mr. Madhu. I expect that the listeners or students, most of them are student members, so they are very eagerly waiting for your talk. So I'll hand over the session to you, Madhu sir.
Sure. Thank you, Ravikiran Garu, and thank you so much, Satish Garu, to initiating this process. And sorry for my delay and the ad hoc work schedules because I'm just recovering from the COVID yet. So I'm also a victim of that. But
How
need
is
not worry. Huh?
How is it now? And how is your health now?
There is a very good weakness. You can see my face is not this face.
Yes.
So everything
Really great that even in this situation you are spending your time, valuable time for the society.
No, Satish sir, actually, I met him a couple of times last year, and he was a very good companion in terms of reaching the people to the right information. And when he asked, I had no second thought to say no, because that's where the people and the expertise comes in. And today's session as well. So I'm making it clear to all the students over here, especially, it will be an interactive session. Hardly there'll be one slide or one presentation where someone can post it. I'll give the link so that you can actually show it. But this will be an purely an 100% interactive session where most of my time I will be turning on my video, and I have no second thoughts or second hesitation to say that okay, don't ask any questions. You can ask any kind of questions. I hope Sir, Satish sir, everyone are freshers, experience, or what kind of an engineering background they are?
Most of them are students, sir.
I
And
mean, second or third year, for sure.
yeah, maybe second and third year students.
Okay, no worries. So today the topic which I am actually focusing is on beyond programming language. There are two things which I like to focus. Beyond programming in the sense, beyond Python, and apart from the programming languages, what are the main skills which you needed for to master your upcoming careers. So as said, this will be a interactive session, and hopefully I'll try to make it bit slow and clear. Feel free to ask any kind of a question in the chat window or directly to anything. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask anything. So let's is it okay? You can actually interact in chat. I'm always opening my chat window. I believe students can say that, okay, sir, we got it. Okay, we got your point. Something like that. That would actually make me clear. Okay, clear? Cool. Let me start with. Okay. So the one thing which I would like to talk today about is that, first of all, how many of you feel that Python is going to save your future? You can turn off your mics and speak out. As said, this is an interactive session. And as said, give my patience levels and energy by answering your my questions clearly. How many of you feel that the Python is the future? Is the Python is the only one which you think that is going to save, or what exactly is that? How many of you are really interested to become a data scientist? You can type S, whatever maybe, or speak out. Unmute your mics. Please feel free to unmute your mics. I would request if organization can.
Actually, there is a restriction. I think now I have unlocked that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think they are not able to unmute themselves. Actually, now I have unlocked that.
Yeah, sure, sir. So
And
anyone,
now participants, I think you can unmute yourself and you can talk.
yeah, all the participants. That said, this is the interactive session. I'm not here to train in Python, or I'm not here to say any kind of an algorithms. I'm here to ensure that to clear the unnecessary clouds which are there in your minds. So now, as said, this is an interactive session. This is Madhu Vatlamani. I work as a service delivery manager, and I have 10 plus years of experience right now. And I might shift to other firm very soon as a senior director very soon. Might if things work on. And you can ask me, you can chat with me at any moment of time. But this is the best time to talk beyond programming languages. So how many of you think that IT is my career at least? There are two ways. Am I in IT or am I a part of an IT? Am I in IT or am I a part of an IT? There are two things. If you feel that you're a part of an IT, then apart from programming languages, you need to know something. What is the one? Any guess? What is the one which you need to know apart from the programming languages? The top 10 skills doesn't have a list of programming languages. You know that? The top 10 skills doesn't have a list of programming skills. Programming is one segment of your life, but not the whole of your life. Management, okay, and nice answer, Sai Kumar. And do you know that something called as, I believe, do you know that there's something called as problem solving? Okay, here are actually I'll ping you in the chat window itself. Here are the top 10 skills which actually needed for you, irrespective of your career or irrespective of the path you choose. Can someone read that actually? So what, can someone read that publicly? That's fine. I'm happy to hear your voices as well. The first
Analytical,
thing, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please go
analytical
ahead.
thinking and innovation complex problem solving.
Okay, analytical thinking and innovation complex problem solving. What is analytical thinking actually? What is analytical thinking? So, what is analysis and what is analytics? Any idea? So, for example, I can see that there are 35 participants, right? So, there are 35 participants in this offline session, online session, where one person is on video and at least 3 professors are there and rest of them are students. So this is the analysis. Okay, this is the very simple analysis. Then how can I derive that out of these 35 people, my session would be helpful? How many people? So excluding me, excluding professors, or say 3 to 4 people, out of 30 people, can I calculate something where I can actually give to a point that, okay, out of these 30 people, my words has been reached to 20 people. So that's where you need to have an analytical mindset. Analysis can be done by anyone in the world. Anyone can do analysis. Okay, 35 people are there, 35 attendance is the analysis. Very simple analysis. But analysis is not going to help anyone at all the time. A simple analysis is going to give just a generic statement. But it's more important that you have to think analytically that, okay, for example, there is Supraja, there is Sai, there are people who are interacting. The people who are interacting might have an every chance where they can explore the world, is my understanding of your complete analysis. So analytical proof without analysis is zero. So the first thing which you see anywhere in Google, analytical thinking and complex problem solving is the most important thing. And what about the second one? Critical thinking and
Analysis.
analysis. What is critical thinking and what is analytical thinking? Analytical thinking always goes with the numbers. Total number of people versus total number of people who are listening versus total number of people who are able to understand it. Critical thinking is the one where someone, imagine that someone who has taken this session as a more serious mode. More serious mode in the sense, for example, let's take COVID as an example. You got some symptoms. Can you judge yourself that should I go for a test or not? It's that also is a part of critical thinking. So you are the only person who can judge that, okay, my level of criticality is X, and to ensure that I am not reaching Y, I have to go for a test. So here you are actually thinking and you are analyzing as well. Is that clear? Critical thinking. So critical thinking works when the complex problem solvents comes into picture. For example, in your examination, imagine that you got an out of syllabus, all the paper, and you don't know what to do. And you have no clue. But the target is that you have to attempt the examination. Will you cry there and there itself? All the people? Maybe you can complain, but not within the 3 hours. Then what should you do? You need to compare that particular question and correlate and try to write at least some relative answers so that people will know that you are attempting it rather than giving a blank paper. Correct? Is that true or not? So will you give a blank paper or will you just try to at least attempt it, though that is not under your control? That's more important. And active learning and learning strategies. What is active learning and what is learning strategies? You're already learning, right? Then why do people say that active learning strategies and creativity is more important? active learning is the one which is beyond the learning. Learning with respect to the subject is the one which you do already. But apart from the learning, there is something called as where you travel with the world. How do you travel with the world? You travel with the world by reading a lot of articles, listening to the people, understand how the people are thinking. For example, today we are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, cyber security. But what about tomorrow? You might have to think about a quantum computing as well, which is actually more important. So that's where your level of thinking should get evolved. Clear? And apart from that, emotional intelligence, reasoning, these are all like around like management where Sai has said. Ideation leadership, coming forward to go ahead. Where exactly? Okay, for example, I need to stand one among 100. How do I do that? I can only do that by using my skills and the leadership levels where I can influence people but not just talk to people. Talking to people is different, influencing people is different. Everyone who talks doesn't influence people. Everyone cannot be a top leader. Everyone cannot be a top professor. The one who is always said to be top is always an influencer. For example, your class leader or a class representative is an influencer. When he says that, no, we have to attend this particular service, is the command. And the leader should have an ideation thought so that he influences people in a right way but not in a wrong way. Is that clear? And apart from main thing is that time management. You have to attempt the examination within the 3 hours, which means that within the 3 hours you have to complete the examination. You cannot take the whole day to get 100 out of 100. You write it for 3 hours, you get 100. You write it for 100 hours, you get the same marks. So which means that the time management is also plays a major role over here. Is that clear? Is that clear? Any questions? We came to the end of the first half of the session where I was talking about the top 10 skills. So typically these are the level of understanding where you, but we'll talk about the programming language as well. But before that, I would be happy to answer any kind of questions, and you can ask me any kind of question which you'd like to. It might not be related to this particular session, but still you can ask me any kind of a question. I'm happy to answer. Any question which comes to your mind. The one who questions is the one best person who can actually rule the world. I strongly believe that. Anything. You can unmute directly. మీ తెలుగులో అడగండి పర్లేదు. ఏ లాంగ్వేజ్ లో అయినా అడగండి పర్లేదు. Any language. It can be a stupid question or it can be an intelligent question. But it should be a question. That's it. No questions at all. Huh? On behalf of student, how can student attain above skills in their graduation? See, graduation, the one which you're studying for marks, is a part of a proof where you can say that, okay, I'm technically fit. But no one can actually really judge that you're actually good at the quantitative skills and other skills. So that's where a student has to interact a lot. And the student has to go ahead with not only with your circle. For example, your classroom of 45 people or 60 people is not the world at all. There is something beyond. There is something beyond MVGR. You need to think about something beyond MVGR or talk to the other colleges which is nearby. Participate in the most of the events, hackathons. Those are not a programming judgment places. Those are the places where you see the people coming with different ideas and thought process. And that's where you can improve the skills. And when I say improving the skills, it should not be limited to a one segment. For example, I am good at Python. For example, imagine that I am good at Python. Should I be okay with myself or should I transfer the knowledge? The second one is the one which is the heart of the any kind of a country. Knowledge sharing, everyone will do knowledge sharing. Knowledge transfer can only be done by the level of expertise which you reach. And the level of expertise should be reached and taken care by your individual excellency. For example, you know data structures very well, but your friend doesn't know. Transfer it in such a way that even at the midnight he should not get any doubt in data structures. You know machine learning very well, but your friend doesn't know about a particular algorithm. You transfer not as if you would like to just share a Google link. Google link everyone does share. Why do you need a Google link? But you need something. Why do you see if Google can train everything? Why do we need Ravikaran sir? Why do you need Satish sir? Why do you need IEEE forum? You just go learn and everything Google. Just go for an open school application. Then why are you joining in the college? It's more important that not only the knowledge gaining is important, but also the knowledge transfer is important. When you say knowledge transfer is important, it's not so easy for someone to transfer a knowledge at all. You need to have a critical thinking mindset to ensure that you're actually transferring the knowledge in the right way. And that only can happen with the best practices and listening to the best of the people, listening to some very good TED Talks, listening to reading a lot of technical and management articles as well. Why, sir, I am a BTech guy. Why do I need a management? No, by default, you are a born management guy. Then only you are a BTech person. By default, you are a marketer. Then only you are a programmer. You are by default an M person. M means you are a management person. You are a marketer. You are both. Then only you are getting into programming. You cannot be a layman's game at all. Is that clear, sir? Yeah. Any other questions, students? Yes, sir. You're asking something?
No. Yeah. What you said is correct actually. So only when we explore, when they explore themselves beyond the regular classroom, then only they can find out all these things.
Yes, sir. And also, having said that, kind of, and let's make an interactive session, sir. So, in your experience, when I believe you had done the PhD and other things. So, if I ask you that, why did you do a PhD in computer science rather than doing a PhD in bioinformatics, which is also a closely connected field? So, what made you to do that?
No, it's only interest that drives us actually. Particularly,
Yeah.
I say I'm interested in cybersecurity, so I have chosen that as a career. So it all starts from our interest, and that is the driving factor.
So, what motivated your interest?
Yeah, it may be the current situation, or it may be motivation from our one of our seniors or and our faculty, or it may be from the need of the day, need of the hour.
And which also means that you are actually forecasting the future because cybersecurity is a part of the future.
Yes.
So you have somehow ensured that you are actually analyzing and doing a lot of analytical practice in that to ensure that, okay, cybersecurity will never die for sure. And if I do the PhD and I continue the PhD in terms of the excellency, that not only helps in my career, but also helps the next generations to say that this is important.
Yes.
And students, this is one best example. How do you choose the next career path is the one which your mind says by interacting people, not by just sitting alone. For example, as a BTech student, you can be a database administrator, you can be an analyst, you can be a programmer, you can be a marketer as well, because there are a lot of BTech students who has done IIMs and they are not programmers for life. You need not be in a programming for lifetime. BTech means not BTech programmer. BTech means a path to achieve the next step of your career. That's it. And the path can be chosen only when you define your goals. The defining of the goals can be only happen when you stick to the fundamentals. For example, there are a lot of people who says that, sir, I know Python very well. Okay, then what will you do with the Python if you don't know the logic of the code? Sir, I can write. So okay, I can write very good Python programming. Okay, how? How do you write a Python program? How do you write, sir? What is that question? No. How do you write is my question. Why should you write a Python programming? Why are you not using another language? So do you feel that the Python is the only language which is going to rule, or beyond Python there is something else? Yes, there is. Apart from Python, you know what? The C and C++ are actually the wholehearted fundamentals yet in the world. If you are the super cool, successful person in C, C++, there is no one who can yet stop in the world. You can claim that I don't know any other language apart from the C and C++. You should be good at data structures, but not programming. First of all, learn data structures very well. Learn concept very well. If you lose the concept, which means that you lose the world. You might get settled as a namesake programmer in the company, and we don't need namesake programmers. We need someone who can think and do, but not someone who just do what I say. I cannot be a dictator of my team. I'm a manager, which also means that I'm actually motivating my team to think and they suggest me as well. At times, I would happy to get trained from them. Is that clear, students? Students, any questions? Any questions? Would be happy to answer any questions. Any kind of a question, I'm ready to answer. It can be, as I said, it can be
See, all
a
the participants can utilize this opportunity. So, Madhu, it's really lucky that he wants questions from students and he wants to make this session more interactive. So, I request all of you to please kindly interact, and this is a great opportunity. Otherwise, we rarely get such an opportunities. You can ask any questions, anything regarding maybe the work culture in the industry, or what is the preparation levels, or anything that is related to this topic. Or I think he will be happy to take any other questions as well.
I would be happy to take any kind of a question.
Yeah. So because
Happy to.
otherwise, it's very difficult for you to get such an opportunity. So we only conduct some additional placement classes, something related to interviews, something like that, general classes. But we cannot bring you experienced guy like Madhu, 10 years. So nobody will come to college and give a talk. It's very difficult. So you need to make use of such opportunities.
And friends, just making it clear, I came only to interact, and yet I am a COVID patient. I'm not tested negative yet. I came only to interact. Don't think in terms of the sympathy corner that you should ask a question, but leave it about my session. If you don't ask questions, which means that you're losing out of the world. The IPL may start within the next 15 minutes, where the Chennai Super Kings fights with Sunrisers, but that might not help you when I'm directly interacting with you. That only helps. See, IPL you can watch like around streaming can be fast forwarded as well. These days the technology is there. But utilize the time. It can be Madhu Vatlamani or Rakesh, anyone in the world. First of all, when someone is coming in, right, get prepared in a mindset that you should ask questions. So that, okay, from 6:40 to 7:30 is the session. And you need not end up the session within 7:30. You heard the lecture in such a way that you get most of it. It can be a stupid question, intelligent question, or else a nothing question as well. And this has to be started from your mindset. Your brain is the biggest powerful tool, where if you don't use your brain, then you're not a part of the IT world at all. You're just a part of the IT world, which you say, namesake IT world. Focus on only fundamentals. If you focus on fundamentals, then that is going to save your life. If you don't focus on fundamentals, then that is going to kill your life. Kill your life in the sense you cannot grow at all. I can be just a namesake programmer, but the world doesn't need a namesake programmers at all. You follow this Elon Musk and other big people, right? Elon Musk, or we take an inspiration from Abdul Kalam sir. We take an inspiration from a lot of very good leaders who are excellent. Those are not actually the people. Those are people with excellency. And there are a lot many other scientists apart from along with Abdul Kalam sir. But why did only 2 or 3 people in his team got highlighted? Why not the others? Thinking that way. Why not you only like 2 or 3 lectures in your whole college? But why don't you love each and everyone? Because you know that this lecturer has attained the excellency. When you say that attain the excellency is more important for anyone in the life. Is that clear? Yes, Sai, Soumya, Gautami, and anyone. As I see couple of answers. You can unmute your mics and happy to answer. Or else shall I start asking a question? Is it a good choice? Shall I pick a random people and ask a questions? Okay, can I talk to Anusha that what exactly is, how do you like to see your career? How do you expect yourself for next 2 or 3 years? It can be funny, good, bad, answer anything. I'm talking to Anusha. Okay, or else the Kalyan Kumar. Duppala Kalyan Kumar. Indira, Likita, Jayendra, there are a lot of girls actually in this particular session. And girls should be interactive. More interactive. Or else I would be happy to wrap up the session just even before 10 minutes from the scheduled time. Absolutely no problem in that, and I can resume my work. I can see a lot of people, lot of very good people, lot of experts, a lot of future. Likita, Venkat, Indra, Gautami, Ganesh, anyone. How do you like to see yourself for next 2 or 3 years? Type చేయండి సింపుల్ గా సరిపోతుంది. Maybe a senior software engineer. Ganesh, you can speak directly, sir. Direct మాట్లాడండి పర్లేదు. Maybe a senior software engineer within 2 years. So how do you achieve that? How do you achieve to be a senior software engineer within next 2 years? By hard work and learning about industry. Okay, the first thing, my dear friend, hard work is the term which has been used since ages. The era of hard work is done. Thank you so much for but no need of hard work. I say I'm not in the negative sense, in the positive sense. You need a smart work but not a hard work. What is smart work and what is hard work? Learning a subject for 4 hours for a couple of questions is definitely a hard work. How do you learn that particular subject smartly within 30 minutes is the smart work. We need smart people. Hard people are always there, but that would take time. You need smart and tactical people where you can get the results on a less time with proper skill set. The proper skill set can only be achievable by the F factor, that is fundamentals. You need to good at critical thinking. That is one section of the analytical thinking, critical thinking. This is the management fundamentals. Data structures, oops, these are like around programming fundamentals. You need to be good at programming fundamentals and then management fundamentals. Unless and until you cannot easily succeed anywhere. You cannot start a life with Python. You need to start a life with data structures. Oops. Then you go for a Python. You cannot start with a language with writing a code. You have to start with ABC. Then only you can write the grammar. Clear? It's all your time. It's all your time. I think you can actually ask a couple of more questions where we have like around 7 minutes of time. Or else I think we can hold on the session. What do you, sir? I think we are coming to the end actually. But anyways, no worries, no regrets on not asking the any kind of questions. But only request is that be interactive. If you're not interactive, then the world will not interact with you.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I'm Sai Kumar. Sir,
Yeah, hi, Sai.
sir, where can I sign up for investing? Suppose automobile industry చూసుకుంటే Kia Motors తీసుకుంటే they won't actually manufacture every component of their vehicle. Charges, they import charges from some secondary complements or third parties నుంచి they will take all import చేసుకుంటారు. Likewise, is there something in software me coming with a new idea కాకుండా me providing some support like sort of things to
Sai,
అదే
కొంచెం
నేను ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్
గట్టిగా మాట్లాడగలరా? కొంచెం గట్టిగా.
ఎస్ సార్ అదే సార్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ స్కోప్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది సార్ ఐటీలో వేరే ఇన్వెస్ట్ న్యూ ఐడియాని ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయడం కాకుండా.
See, industry scope అన్నది bandwidth on how you choose అన్న దాన్ని బట్టి ఉంటుంది సాయి. For example, where can you use the IT in automobile industry? So there are a lot of places where the Tesla cars and automation cars are coming in, right? So you need to focus on those areas. So for example, IoT is connected. IoT is a part of an IT, right? So IoT kaavachu, drones kaavachu, everything is again connected. So there is nothing like a separate field which has a disconnection with IT. In fact, civil engineers has also more connection with artificial intelligence. That's a fact. But you need to identify that where exactly the civil engineering or the mechanical engineering fits in that AI. అది తెలుసుకోవాలి. అది తెలుసుకోవాలంటే you need to do an extensive research. చాలా రీసెర్చ్ చేయాలి. Your life success rate will be depending on the total number of the amount of research which you do, but not the amount of time which you spend. See, నా point of view అయితే, for example, if I give a job and if I give a task, I don't mind if you work for 2 hours, I don't mind if you work for 20 hours. I need the result within 24 hours అంటే నువ్వు 2 hours లో చేయి 24 hours లో చేయి, I don't mind. But I need a result. But I might be impressed in a candidate where he does perfectly within 2 hours of time. వాటిలో నేను ఒక ఫ్యూచర్ ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ నేను చూడగలను. సో జనరల్ గా మనకి ఇప్పుడు వర్క్ అవర్స్, మీ కాలేజ్ అవర్స్ టైమింగ్ ఎంత? 8 hours, రైట్? మ్యాక్స్ 7 hours or 8 hours, వాట్ ఎవర్ మేబీ 8 hours, 9 hours టిపికల్లీ, అంటే 1 hour బ్రేక్ చేస్తాను. మా ఆఫీస్ లో కూడా 8 hours 9 hours టైం మాకు. 8 hours or 9 hours is the only time which has been set by organizations, which means that ఈ టైంలో నువ్వు ఫినిష్ చేయగలవు అని అర్థం. ఈ టైంలో దాటెళ్ళావు అంటే విచ్ మీన్స్ దట్ ఐదర్ ఎ ప్లానింగ్ ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఆర్ ఎల్స్ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్ సంథింగ్ విచ్ యూ డోంట్ నో. సో దానివల్ల టైం ల్యాప్స్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు 8 hours లో చేయలేని పని 10 hours లో అయిందంటే ఎక్కడో సమ్వేర్ మిస్టేక్ జరిగింది అంతే. అది కూడా ఐడెంటిఫై చేసే వాళ్ళు సక్సెస్ అవుతారు. అది ఐడెంటిఫై చేయకుండా ఆ 10 hours నే కంటిన్యూ చేశారు అనుకోండి, దెన్ యూ విల్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఫాల్ ఇన్ టు ఏ ట్రాప్. ఆహా అందరూ అనుకున్నట్లు 8 అవర్స్ అనుకుంటారు ఐటీ, కానీ 8 అవర్స్ కాదు, ఇది 10 అవర్స్ యాక్చువల్లీ. వాళ్ళకేం తెలుసు మన కష్టం అని అనుకుంటారు, బట్ రియాలిటీలో అది కాదు. 8 అవర్స్ అంటే 8 అవర్స్, దట్స్ ఇట్. 8 into 6 is equal to 480 minutes is the only one which you are eligible to pay. నా శాలరీ కూడా అంతే. నేను 8 అవర్స్ దాటి నేను ఎక్కువ పని చేసిన అంటే ఎక్కడో నాకు తెలియని సబ్జెక్ట్ నేను డీల్ చేస్తున్నాను అర్థం. క్లియర్ సాయి? యా. ఎనీ అదర్ క్వశ్చన్స్? Any question, anyone from any question? Good question, sir, by the way. Okay, we are left with 2 more minutes. And by the way, toss or gelicharu? Any idea? Anyways, sir, what do you, sir, Satish sir and Kiran garu?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Like we'll just ask one more time. Like any students, anybody want to ask any question? Okay, so if not, we will conclude today's session. And I would like to give the vote of thanks for today's session. So I thank, at the outset, I thank Mr. Madhu Adlamani, who has spent his valuable time in spite of being in the recovering stage of COVID, case. Actually, really great that he pulled up his strength and wanted to spend some time with us. It's really great. I appreciate, sir. Thank you very much for interacting with our students and trying to explain or just give a thought of how critical thinking, complex problem solving, and other intelligence other than programming skills are also equally important for any aspiring software engineer or even for an entrepreneur. Those who want to, they have to really concentrate or, think about other skills other than the regular programming or subject knowledge. So what sir's intention is that it's not only you study for the exams and CGPAs, but you should also develop innovative thinking skills and problem solving along with other communication leadership qualities. So as sir is expecting that you must be more interactive for that, and you should also come up with innovative ideas and try to achieve those, implement and achieve those ideas other than the regular subject knowledge. So with this note, sir, I would also express my thank to Dr. Satish, who is our chair, Computer Society, who always, even in this pandemic situation, he continuously pulling up and trying to, give maximum interaction to our students community and professional community. Other than that, our team, Usha Bala Garu, Vice Chair, and Bhadiraj Garu, the Secretary, and with the support of our IEEE Vizag Section Chair, Sri SLN, sir. It's really great that we are able to have some interaction even in this pandemic time. Everybody is working from home now, actually, including students and faculty. It's great time, sir, to have you here. I think the students have some good interaction and they will take all the positive points out of this session. Thank you very much, sir. We'll meet again.
Definitely, yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, closing this session, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.